Hey everyone, just wanted to talk a little bit about this fake media narrative that's being played out right now by the corporate media. And I just want to mention that we should take this very seriously. And here's the reason why. This is not just a bunch of butthurt corporate media talking heads who are trying to vent or having difficulty accepting the results of the election. There's something much deeper and much more insidious going on here. So I just want to give you a little background and explain this so that we understand that this is something we better take very seriously. The Central Intelligence Agency, I look at like this. This is the Central Intelligence Agency. This is the corporate media. They are one and the same. In order for a government to control people, and that's what governments are all about. In fact, the term government means control. They have to control the information that you get so that they can control how you think. The Central Intelligence Agency has been involved in every form of media that we have since their inception, and in fact, even prior to that. The CIA was created in 1947. But before that, we had the Office of Special Services, and before that, we had other groups within the government whose job it was to control media narratives. Throughout the entire corporate media, you will find, with just a little digging, that the CIA is embedded deeply into every level of the corporate media. Many in the corporate media are CIA. Some are card-carrying members. Others are just liaisons. I would assume that there are high-level Central Intelligence Agency operatives at every corporate media outlet who are probably the decision makers. They're the ones who sit and decide how to frame arguments and information, and how to distort facts, and how to manipulate facts. So this is not just a bunch of corporate media types who are confused and angry and butthurt over the results of the recent election. This is far deeper and more insidious. You know, I remember back during the church committee hearings, a quite extraordinary moment when a member of the committee looked at the CIA director and began asking a line of questioning about the Central Intelligence Agency's involvement in media. And the response from the director was that it's something that he didn't think that they should go into in a public forum, and that that's something he said that they should talk about in a closed session privately. So clearly, this was back in the 70s. They were heavily involved. Then we know about Operation Mockingbird and other types of CIA programs that involve the intelligence agencies and their interaction and involvement with the corporate media. So it's something we better take very seriously, because the Central Intelligence Agency, using this type of propaganda, has been very, very successful. That's why they continue to do it. I mean, the operations to overthrow the governments of Iran and Guatemala, a huge part of those operations was driven by the propaganda campaign that preceded the actual events on the ground that led to the regime changes there, and other regime changes as well. And you can research that yourself through history. So this is not just being driven by corporate media types. This is definitely a Central Intelligence Agency psychological operation. And they have an objective that they're intent on accomplishing. Clearly, that goal, that objective, is to censor independent media, because they are realizing that they cannot control people unless they can control the message, and they cannot control the independent media. They're trying. They spend millions and millions of dollars paying intelligence assets who are online trolls to try to get on the internet and do battle in the comments sections of YouTube videos and through other forms of social media. There's many assets that the Central Intelligence Agency is throwing into this fight. But they realize that they're losing. And that's why they're stepping up their game. They're not going to go away, and they're not going to back off. They are going to continue to take this as far as they have to accomplish their objective. And that's why we shouldn't take this fake media campaign, this fake media psychological operation. We shouldn't take it lightly. It's very serious, and it's all about censorship. So hopefully, now I'm not worried about Donald Trump. I mean, even if the Republicans or even Democrats in the Congress are foolish enough to try and vote, to put together a bill to censor the independent media, which would be a very risky political move for them, because whether you're on the right or on the left, you will not find anyone supporting the censorship. So it's a risky move. Obama just might sign a bill like that. But I would think that the Democrats or Obama would want to target it toward what they consider the alt-right, which would be a very difficult thing for them to do because the Republicans control the Congress. So it's a mess. It's a messy situation. I think the intelligence agencies understand that it's going to be a difficult thing to do to get it done through Congress. So they're going to use other more subversive, insidious means of accomplishing that objective. And we should take them very seriously because they have been successful. They've overturned governments with nothing more than propaganda campaigns and taking over the radio stations and things like that. So if they get control of your communications, if they get control of your information, they can have great effect. And it's something we better take very, very seriously. So I just wanted to put that out there so that we all understand that this is not just, something that is just the corporate media having a temper tantrum or having a fit of, rage. It's much more serious than that. It is a psychological operation coming directly from the Central Intelligence Agency, who again, the media, the corporate media, and the Central Intelligence Agency are one unit. They are not separate. They are one. The Central Intelligence Agency is the corporate media, and vice versa. Keep that in your mind. That's the way you need to look at this situation and understand what is really going on, and understand that we're dealing with serious people who have a pretty good track record. Hopefully, once Donald Trump takes the oath of office, he'll do a good job of protecting independent media, and I believe he will, because he benefited greatly from it, and I don't expect him to turn around and stab us all in the back. In fact, I expect that he's going to use the new media primarily to promote his programs, and he's going to distance himself from the corporate media. And he might even have a look into the intelligence agency. I really hope he won't appoint completely clean house at the CIA and the Pentagon and the DOD. Completely clean house and appoint all new people. And it's about time we rein these people in. I know John Kennedy was going to do that. And of course we know how that turned out. So he'll need to be very careful as he proceeds to deal with these issues. But they have to be dealt with, because the situation has gotten so bad that the fact that we're seriously talking about censorship it needs to be taken very, very seriously. It's happened before, even here in America. It's happened before. It happened during the Civil War. It happened during World War I. It happened during World War II. So we have to keep a very close eye on this and recognize it for what it is: a psychological operation by the Central Intelligence Agency to censor the media. And we don't know to what extent these people will go to. Keep that in mind too. Remember, the CIA they operate in the shadows. They are the shadow government. They are largely unaccountable. They have unlimited resources. So it is something to take seriously. It's not something really to joke about. So just wanted to put that message out there so that we all understand exactly what this is that we're dealing with. And it needs to be taken very seriously. And the way to defeat these people, if I may suggest one thing, there's a lot of things we can do. First of all, we have to recognize what's happening to us and be cautious and push back really hard. But something a lot of people don't think about is that when you have your TV on, tuned to a CNN or MSNBC or even Fox, any of these corporate media outlets, ABC, NBC, just having your TV on and tuned to those stations, they are getting essentially ratings, in their favor. And so the best thing that you can do right off the bat will be for everybody just to completely never ever even tune into a corporate media outlet. Now, some of us do tune in just because we want to find out what they're thinking. But as a rule, do the best you can to try to get your information from other sources, and do not even allow your TV channel or even your radio for that matter, or online or in any other form of communication. Just turn these people off, tune them out, turn them off and tune them out. That's what you need to do, because they're driven by ratings. Ratings are what allows them to go out and sell their advertising, which is what allows them to be on the air. So the best way there's many ways, but that's the very best thing you can do, is just to turn them off and tune them out. And doing that will hit them really hard in the ratings, and that is a very good technique for going on the offensive against them, while at the same time fighting censorship. So that's what we are, and that's what's going on. Please share this with all your friends in social media, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like. Give me a thumbs up, and always love comments in the comments section. I love to hear what other people have to say. That way it makes this kind of an interactive experience for all of us. I don't claim to know everything, but I've been around a little while, and I've gained a certain amount of wisdom, being someone who's been involved in politics for a very long time. And so just trying to make sure that we all understand exactly what is happening. It needs to be taken very seriously. All right? So y'all have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Take care.